without sounding proud, without sounding like, I'm boasting, but it's good to boast in God, I guess. I'm living testament that you can thrive in the creative industry with God, literally. My name is Chuka Obi. I am the Director of Creativity and Innovation at Glo. Before then, I was a Creative Director at Insight, and before then, I was a Creative Director at DDB. Substance abuse is quite a thing because, first, the new generation of creatives don't see it as abuse. So you've got to come to a point where weed and they call loud, all these things are seen as, it's not just recreational drugs, it's almost like it's just water now. People don't really see it as a lot. So people are dependent on these things to even regularly function, not just to be creative. And we are in an industry where they don't really care what you do to get the ideas out, as long as you get the ideas out. High is basically our story, my story. So when I was watching, I was like, yes. There's a thing about creatives and adrenaline. It's usually as it gets closer and closer and closer to the deadline, that's when everything starts to, your juices start to flow, and it's a natural thing. Now the problem is when, for you to surmount that or for you to aid that, you now need to do something else, because you're under pressure. But we thrive under pressure. We're supposed to thrive under pressure. And the high story was literally a day in the life of a creative every time, because nobody really cares. Your boss doesn't really care, get it out. Client doesn't really care, I want to sell. And that's exactly what the guy was dealing with, And his friend was like, let me help you out, you don't chow, And it's true, because sometimes you just need somebody to help you with that clear head. But the chant when he was about to get into the space, which was, I have the Holy Spirit.
I know all things. I have the inspiration of the Holy One. I know all things. I have the inspiration of the Holy One. I know all things.
I think it's that understanding, literally, that the best high is the most high. Literally. That's the only high that counts. Every other high, you're going to come down. And you will not come down with a smooth landing. Yes, it's a crash, So high for me is literally a 5-minute course that I think any and every creative should just keep, on your side. It's 5 minutes. I can honestly say, and this is not exaggeration, that 6 to 7 out of every 10 recording sessions for music, you probably see that the artists think they need some form of, I don't know what I have to call it, ginger, lubricant, whatever, to get to the top of their game. Everybody needs to be under the influence of something. It's just a simple truth. Influence is everything. The question is, whose influence? So you can be somebody who goes to get their influence from darker means that will eventually harm you on the long run, or you can go to the person who literally says, the blessings of the Lord make it rich and has no sorrow. So first of all, we call ourselves creatives. So if you're a creative, where does the word creative come from? Right? Create. Now you're a creative. We don't even call ourselves creators, which is interesting because a creative is like a mini creator. So why stay away from the ultimate creator, the almighty creator, who literally will show you how to create anything and everything? And the interesting statements in the Bible, like, I will show you the hidden treasures of darkness. I will show you the hidden treasures of darkness. So literally, what that means is that I will show you those things in those places that people are scared to go to. And you won't be afraid of them because I'm going with you. So once people have that mindset that, look, those things they're trying to find, and you're finding the cheap ways to get to it, finding the harmful ways to get to it. It's just like people that are running the race. Some people, they go to steroids in order to get ahead. Then there's Usain Bolt. Eats yam and outruns all of you with your steroids. So pick the yam, let the steroids go. I don't think you can last. Because it's one thing to thrive, for a short period. It's another thing to be thriving for a period, a long period. I've been a creative professionally, for about 20 years. I've done literally pretty much anything you want to do in this creative industry. I've worked on the first Grammy Award-winning album, art cover was my project. The biggest ad to come out of Nigeria was Saka I Don't Pot ad. I wrote that. Once you stick to the source, you do not have an issue. You will last through the various dispensations of creativity. I think every time and every step of the way, you're going to have to stand up for your faith. But if it's a lifestyle, you'd stop seeing it as standing up for your faith. It's just you being you. My advice for young creatives aspiring to success: be like David. Remember that before he killed Goliath, he already killed a lion and killed a bear. And he did all these things with the power of God. To the point that when the one thing that was making the entire world shake, his entire world shake, what's this? And of course, he's naive to think, carrying that naivete into what he was doing. People are like, oh, look at this naive kid. Naivety can be good. So be naive. Don't know what these drugs do. Don't know what the substance is supposed to help with. Nah. No matter what that substance is, if you're going to get fired, you're going to get fired. It's not going to help you, deal with Goliath. God is going to help you deal with Goliath. Once they start having that mindset, once they start thinking that way, they're able to change things.